The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, has disclosed plans by the CBN to set up an international financial center at the Eco-Atlantic Hub in Victoria Island in Lagos to be operational in the second quarter of 2022. Central Bank governor explained that the facility is expected to serve as a hub for attracting domestic and external capital, which is much needed to strengthen the Nigerian economy post-COVID-19. Arise business analyst Chika Mbono joins us now to discuss further. Good morning to you, Chika. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, how are you today?
New week. You're welcome, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's start with the CBN.
So much to talk about today.
Plenty news.
Okay, I mean, the CBN governor at the China Institute of Bankers annual dinner, usually a dinner to look forward to because he espouses usually the plan for the next year during that dinner. So it wasn't surprising that he pushed that. After reviewing the last 2 years, including the COVID, he, of course, clapped for themselves on the GDP, coming out of the recession that we have now.
Yes.
This last recession came out after 2 quarters. Remember, last one was about several quarters.
Correct. Yeah.
And then inflation has been coming down. And I believe that there are key issues that we need to address in 2022. Because of, again, still inflation at the level it is, unemployment level it is, anti-growth.
Yeah.
And investment. So one of them is this push for making Nigeria
financial hub.
A financial hub. The appellation fits our size as the largest economy in Africa.
Correct.
An international financial center, just for our viewers, is a place where you have a concentration of companies in that chain, at the finance, banking, insurance, asset management, and associated services, that would have venues and support services to render services in that sector.
Right.
And what has happened is IMF has classified international financial centers into about 3 groups. One of them is international financial centers, basically New York City, London, and in Tokyo and Singapore. They have regional financial centers, like China, Schengen, and then they have other ones of offshore financial centers. The ones you know, where you had your money, Cayman Islands, and then and Dublin.
I wish.
So the thing is that there are 100 trillion of funds at low interest rate levels, low yield levels, riding in OECD countries. Meanwhile, there are high yield investments over here.
Right.
So how do you get them into our country? By providing the security and the comfort required to give to these investors the confidence to bring the money into this country. And so that's what CBN is trying to push.
Right.
Now, one of the projects in 2022 will be to set it up in the beautiful Eco-Atlantic center where everything works. So telephone lines will work, power will work, and other critical sector factors required to make the market work. So good for the country because you remember deficits in infrastructure about 35 trillion. And trying to push it to make sure that Nigeria becomes the investment location of choice.
Fantastic.
That's why CBN is doing that.
Thank you so much for explaining that, sir. To aviation, what do you make of this AMCON?
Aviation.
Yeah.
See, AMCON, was set up to work out the bad loan portfolio of Nigerian banks.
Yes.
So ARIC happened to be one of the, companies that banks in Nigeria lent money to. It wasn't working, so AMCON took over those loans and accordingly took over some assets of ARIC too.
Yes.
Now, AMCON has the responsibility to use whatever methods it finds fit to work out, get the best deal for the whole economy, preserve value, preserve or employment so that people do not get out, become unemployed. I think at the best count, ARIC had almost less than about 2,000 employees. So one of the things they decided to do was this Nigerian Ego airline.
Yeah.
Basically, out of the ashes of ARIC, in quote, this airline has come up.
Yeah.
If you've been traveled of late, you would have seen, if you're taxiing to the wrong way from the MM2, on the right there, you would have seen 3 NG Ego aircraft already painted, waiting for the AOC, the Air Operator Certificates from NCAA, which is the contentious issue that Minister Srika is referring to.
Okay.
Now, ARIC requires that to run this NGO, basically to create value at the end of the day that will enable even creators of ARIC as it is today to be able to get some payments at the end of the day. This is the working solution that AMCON has. Now, pack that in one area. Now, also Mr. Srika has been, salivating us with this issue of Nigerian Air,
right.
And had seen NGO as a rivalry, that. And so you can imagine him talking about that because of the depth of ARIC and stuff like that. But you see, it's not ARIC that's promoting NGO.
Yeah.
It's actually AMCON that's promoting NGO. So you can't transfer the depths of ARIC to NGO.
Gotcha.
So that's basically what AMCON is pushing. But you see, be that as it may, I have questions for Mr. Srika if I see him on this so-called Nigerian air,
right?
Because an airline that 49% is given to foreigners, and it's going to start with the 3 rented planes, and so many other issues. I mean, I wonder how is our national carrier, if they bring Qatar to own 49% or whoever they choose finally,
right.
How is it suddenly a national carrier? But that's that. But my conclusion that is that AMCON is owned by 50% by CBN and 50% by Federal Ministry of Finance. The national is a national asset.
Right.
Srika is working in the ministry, also national asset. So instead of getting out in the public and showing us the dancing naked to also all of us,
resolve it internally.
They should resolve it internally. Go to the higher management level and resolve this issue for the betterment of the good of the country, so that we can find the best way to preserve value. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if anything happens to ARIC as it is, because what's happened, AMCON has seen that the current ARIC model as it is now is not sustainable.
Right.
The model is not sustainable, and it's leaking money, leaking cash, and it can't continue. That's why they tried creating this NGO to see how they can work it out. And so let them go to the higher levels. And, if it is the model of Srika that works, everybody will support that.
Right.
If it's the AMCON model that works, but not going to the public to get it yet, because they're all both the same, working for the same government. For the best of the good of the country.
Very quickly, Chika, 30 seconds. The airpiece deal.
Oh, yeah. We love this thing happening. A320.
Yeah.
This is a good time for Nigerian aviation. I told you before the other day that worldwide, there's a glut of aircrafts arising from the COVID. And so there are good deals outside there. Christmas season usually, we'll see if you go to the website, you don't get any seat to the east, especially. So Airpeace becomes the preferred airline to the east. It's trying to build capacity, and that's why they're getting these 2 A320s.
Fantastic stuff.
For the Christmas season.
All right, business analyst Chika Mbono. Chika, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot.